Morgan Rogers bags a hat-trick as Aston Villa beat Celtic 4-2 to finish top 8. But Jules, what's up with the other strikers? Jhon Duran is undergoing a medical with El Nasser ahead of a €75 million move, and there's reportedly a £60 million bid from Arsenal for Ollie Watkins.
Yeah, I mean, for Duran, obviously not both of them will go in this transfer.
Is it obvious that not both of them will go?
Yeah,
that is a lot of money.
It is a lot of money, but it's also very difficult then to replace. One of them would be hard, two of them even harder, I think. I don't think from an Aston Villa point of view you can refuse that bid from Al Nassr at €75 million, considering you bought him for 18 months ago or something, or 2 years ago now. It's just an incredible profit made by Villa. And yeah, he's the most younger one of the two because he's 21 when Watkins is 29. But
I'm surprised. So if you had the Watkins situation, and we'll get to that in the next quick hit, but if I'm Duran's agent, I go to them and I say, wait a minute, why don't we do a new contract here, sell Watkins, and I'll stay.
Maybe Duran wants to go to Al Nassr. Maybe the money is too good to turn down too. And certainly for Villa.
But dude, he's 22 years old. Seriously, what are you doing?
But for Villa, the money is too much to turn down.
I know, but he has a say in
said,
it.
like, if he's going, it's because the money is good for us. So of course we're going to say yes.
It seems, I think that speaks volumes about where Villa are PSR wise and what they're doing.
Yeah, absolutely. And then sticking with Arsenal and Ollie Watkins, Arsenal beat Girona 2-1 and made that bid for Ollie Watkins. I think it's less than 60 million. But do you think that's good use of Stan Kroenke's money for Watkins?
No, I think it's terrible use. If it's 60 million, I mean, Ornstein reported 60 million.
Yeah,
there's a number at which it makes sense. Look, and I'm not just saying this because I think Kai Havertz is the best on earth, but the man is Watkins is 29 years old.
Yeah.
In this market with downward deflationary pressure, to go and spend this money, it means that you will probably need to replace Ollie Watkins in 2-3 years.
Yeah.
And maybe 3 years, right? Like, good player. I think had a really rough start to the season this year. But
Havertz has scored more goals than him this season.
Now, which is kind of ironic. I mean, I'm assuming the thinking is, this way I can play Havertz in midfield.
Yeah,
but then you still have
different options.
Yeah, but then you have Zubimendi coming in. Where do you put Rice?
Well, Zubimendi is the holding. Yeah,
right.
But Rice will play left. Yeah,
so then you have Odegaard, Havertz, Rice, Zubimendi.
But Zubimendi will be more like.
No, but what I'm saying is you've got four guys for positions, sure. Right? Essentially, four top drawer guys. I don't understand this at all. If you're going to spend the money, if you're going to go and gamble, freaking gamble on Vlahovic. At least he's going to have a little bit of
I think they looked at other options before making that bid. That was on Monday, the bid for Watkins, by the way. Not on Wednesday.
I would be very surprised if this turns out well, if it goes through.
England and Manchester City forward Chloe Kelly is unhappy, and she released a statement, Gab, to say how unhappy she is at Manchester City.
Yeah, so I've never seen this in professional football. She said, well, the Euros are fast approaching. And she wants to be in a situation where she can do her best to represent England, because it fills her with pride and honor and yada, yada, yada. So she's upset. This is a direct quote. To be dictated whom I can and can't join with only 4 months left of the football season is having a huge impact on not only my career, but my mental well-being. This situation has dragged on for too long. It's disappointing and it's not right. I'm sorry. You're a professional footballer, right? You signed a contract. You can't just decide, I want to move. Your suggestion she might join Manchester United, whatever, Manchester City, holding her to a contract. You can't just say, you can release a statement like this.
No,
you get paid. You're doing a job here. This is an affront to professional footballers, men and women everywhere. Yeah, anybody who has a job. I have a contract with ESPN, right? If tomorrow I want to go to one of our competitors and start appearing and writing for them, and ESPN says, no, hey, look, Gab, you can't go and write for The Athletic tomorrow. What are we going to release a statement saying, it's so disappointing that I can't go and do it? You have a job. Treat it as a job.
No, it's bad. But we've had players who wanted to get a move, the club didn't want to let them go, for example, and did interviews to voice their disappointment and say, like, I just want. So
yeah, but they don't bring their mental well-being into it.
It's part of being a professional football player. Yeah, I think.
You know what? Why don't you cancel your contract now? Right? Go to them.
Yeah.
And say, I don't want to be a pro anymore, and just not get paid between now and the end of the season. I mean, see if they'll rescind your contract.
Yeah, I know.
Xavi Simons, who's Leipzig, of course, somehow lost again at the stadium formerly known as the Arnold Schwarzenegger Stadium to Sturm Graz. They lost 1-0, but Xavi Simons is officially a Leipzig player.
Yeah, he was on loan from PSG. Now it's a permanent move. 50 million euros plus 30 in bonuses, so could go up to 80 million.
That's good money.
It's great money for PSG. We got him obviously on a free, as you remember, before he went to PSV, and they bought him back. Great, PSG needed that. Also, that means they can send Skriniar to Fenerbahce and get more money for their county. Danilo has left Juventus to go back to Brazil and join Flamengo. Gab, he was the club captain and got a rousing goodbye too.
He did. The Juve fans really took to him. I had my own journey with Danilo.
I used to love him. I used to think he was an amazing right back.
Really, I thought he was terrible.
Yeah, I know.
I didn't like him at City. I didn't like him at Real Madrid. I like the fact that over time he reinvented himself and really became a leader, really much loved. He's a victim of cutbacks, of a big contract, of the fact that Juve weren't going to extend it.
Yeah.
To the point, I don't think Thiago Motta needed to freeze him out the way he did. But I'm happy. Still got football to give. Still got stuff to do with Brazil as well.
Yeah.
He's 33 years old, but he's in the squad for the national side, and he turned out to be a tremendous leader.
It's great that all those Brazilian players are going back home as well. I love
that. Mathis Tel in the news again, not getting playing time at Bayern, and his agents are on the phone. He's been linked with Chelsea. He's been linked with Spurs. He's been linked with a lot of clubs.
Yeah, with Arsenal as well, and in France with Marseille, we're looking at it too. I think Spurs right now are the team that pushing the most.
Because they need more wingers.
So in the Premier League, he can play as a 9 or second striker. I think second striker is his best position. Having seen him since he was like 15, I think second striker is probably his best position. I would think, but he just, I think, was not happy in the end at Bayern. For a long time, he said to them, "I don't want to leave. I want to stay here and succeed." And now I think with a bit more time, he thought, you know what, it's probably better if I go and play more somewhere. US striker Ricardo Pepi and PSV Eindhoven striker Ricardo Pepi is linked with a move to West Ham.
Yeah, they're having 25 million move. Now, Pepi, of course, he's had good times. He's had rough times.
Yeah.
I still think he might be the record transfer from an MLS club when he moved to Augsburg for, was it 20 odd million? West Ham desperately needs strikers. It looks like they're throwing stuff at the wall and seeing what sticks, frankly.
Yeah, because they've tried every number 9 available pretty much.
Well, and obviously you lost Bowen, you lost Antonio.
Yeah.
Füllkrug
is injured as well.
But Pepi and Füllkrug, they look like different species, not let alone. I mean, they're very different profiles.
Yeah.
Would you want to leave? Find out where you're getting a lot of time and moving on to.
So PSV,
PSV, sorry.
Yeah. I don't know.
And where you got Peter Bosz, so you mean you're going to see a lot of the ball.
Yeah. You're right. But on the other hand, Füllkrug is over 30. So is Antonio. Whenever Antonio comes back, anyway. And
West Ham are a stable club where you can.
No, but I think it's more like if you think of Luc de Jong at some point will also leave PSV. So I don't know what's best. I guess a move to the Premier League if you're Ricardo Pepi now instead of playing in the Eredivisie probably is appealing, is attractive, which I understand that completely. And especially if Potter says this and you're going to be my starter certainly between now and the end of the season and show us what you can do. It's more, would you pay 25 million for him right now?
It's a lot. I would put that money, chuck in a little more and get a different CONCACAF striker from the Eredivisie, and I would get Santiago Jimenez.
Yeah, probably me too.
Keira Walsh is leaving Barcelona, reportedly joining Chelsea.
Wow, one incredible move. A few days after signing the best defender in the world in Naomi Girma, now they're signing the best midfielder in the world in Keira Walsh. And Chelsea, as we said before, already the best squad in the world with the
running away with the Women's Super League.
With the Barcelona squads, running away with the Super League, and really amongst the favorite with Barcelona again to win their first Champions League. I don't know. It's amazing. The Girma deal, we said it's around $1 million. This one is just below 600,000 or something like that, which is a lot for women's football. Great, well done. Another huge player for Sonia Bonpastor. I mean, they're going to be unbeatable. They're going to be invincible. I guess apart from Barcelona, nobody really can compete with them. And if they add on top of it some top players like that, it's pretty much incredible what they're building. So well done.
No PSR in the women's game, and since they spun it off from, or since Chelsea are trying to spin it off from their men's team, I wonder if this is part of the plan.
Yeah, maybe.
Now, according to reports in Brazil, Neymar already has a shopping list of players he'd like to add to Santos. Jules, your thoughts on these guys? It's a grab bag. I just wrote them. It's like a Neymar and friends.
Yes, of course, yeah. Paul Pogba is one of them. I mean, I would love to see Paul Pogba in Brazil simply because of being in the country of football. I don't think this one will happen. Sergio Ramos,
it's linked to Mexico.
Yeah, I think he's linked to Mexico much more than to Santos. Thiago Silva is already at Fluminense, but I guess you can move to Santos. Marcelo, who we said has had his contract terminated, and I guess he's looking for a club right now, but why not?
Ganso?
Yeah, on that left side. Ganso, I mean, I know they started together at Santos like 20 years ago or something, less 17 years ago, but still. Leandro Paredes, at Roma. I think the only one that will happen is probably Arthur Melo. For now, Arthur Melo going to Santos. I mean, I'm not even sure what Arthur Melo has done in the last 2 years or so. But
if you're Neymar, you've made so much money. I don't know if you can actually buy Santos because I think it's an association, it's a club with members. Why don't you strike some deal where you're like, let me go and invest and put some of your own money in to bring your friends over. Do something different. Honestly, what are you going to do at this stage, right?